Welcome to Vishesh Educational Videos.
Welcome to Vishesh Educational Videos. In this little session, I'm going to explain the basic concepts of data communication. First, I'm going to give the introduction. Later, I'm going to discuss the characteristics and components of the data communication. So, let me start with the introduction. So, data communication is nothing but the exchange of data between the devices. So, to exchange the data between the devices, I need some form of transmission medium. That transmission medium is nothing but a path between the devices that are going to communicate. So, the transmission medium can be of two types, right? Either it can be of wired medium or it can be wireless medium. So, to exchange the data between the systems, you can use either wired medium or a wireless medium. So if I use a wired medium, it is nothing but a wire or a cable. If I use a wireless medium, it can be radio waves. So using this transmission medium or a path, I can exchange the data between the devices. And the next thing, I can share or I can exchange the data in two ways. Either I can share the data or exchange the data locally or remotely. So I can give an example for local sharing using a LAN. LAN is nothing but a local area network where you can connect 10 to 20 systems. So each system is capable of sharing the information with the other system that is part of the LAN. So why you can share the information with the other system that is part of a LAN means all the systems, right, belong to the same network. That network is a local area network. So you can share the information locally in a LAN. So second thing, you can share the information remotely. So to explain that, I can give an example of YouTube only, right? So you can watch YouTube videos from your desktop, right? So your desktop is located remotely with respect to your YouTube server. Both the places are different. Your desktop is located in a different network and your YouTube server is located in a different networks. So both are remotely located, but you are exchanging or sharing the information between those, right? So this is the example for remote sharing. So you can share information either locally or remotely. And the next thing, if you want to connect the devices for a data communication, you need to concentrate more on the four fundamental characteristics. So if you want to connect your device for a communication, you need to concentrate on these characteristics. So first one is delivery, second one is accuracy, third one is timeliness, and the fourth one is jitter. Now I'm going to discuss each characteristics in detail. So let me start with the delivery. To explain this, I'm considering a scenario here. You can see here I have total 6 nodes or a systems. Each nodes are connected with the links or a transmission medium. So each and every node is capable of communicating with each other. So to explain this, I'm considering that I need to send the data from 1 to 6. Here 1 is a sender, 6 is a receiver, that is nothing but 1 is a source and 6 is a destination. So here, according to my scenario, I need to send the data from 1 to 6. So here you have to send your data to 6 only. You can't send your data to 4, 5 or 1, right? So if you send data to other nodes instead of 6, obviously it's not right. So delivery means what? Here you can see here the system must deliver data to the correct destination. Here my destination is what? 6. So you need to deliver your data to the correct destination. That means you need to deliver your data to the intended device. Here my intended device is 6. So you can't deliver the data to the other device than the destination. You have to deliver the information or data to the proper destination. So next characteristic is accuracy. So to explain that, I am considering the same scenario of sending the data to 1 to 6, right? So what data you're sending, what is the data you're sending from 1 to 6, that needs to be accurate. That means the data needs to be correct. You can't send the incorrect data from 1 to 6, that is from source to destination. So you can ask a question, how the data can become incorrect? So you know that, right? Hackers or intruders can change the information. They can change the form of the information that you are sending from source to destination, or sender and a receiver. They can change the form. So obviously if they change the form, that data can become incorrect. So what you are sending is different, but what it is receiving is different. Obviously it can happen because of hackers and intruders, but it should be avoided, right? So accuracy means the system must deliver the data accurately. So if it's altered, definitely it is unusable. So delivery means you must deliver the data to the correct destination. Accuracy means you need to deliver the correct data to the correct destination, right? So you have to deliver the correct data to the correct destination. Next I'm going to discuss timeliness. So timeliness means system must deliver the data in a timely manner. So to explain this, I'm considering a scenario of audio and video transmission. So if you are seeing a live match in a television, you can see there your audio and video needs to be synchronized properly, right? That means you need to receive and send the data in a timely manner, and along with that you need to follow some order, right? So you have to follow the order and you have to receive the data in a timely manner. Otherwise what happens, delay will happen. So you are not going to receive the data in the correct format. Obviously you need to avoid that. So I can call this type of transmission as a real-time transmission, where you need to synchronize your audio and video, right? Otherwise if your synchronization is not proper, your data will be useless, right? So you need to send audio and video in a timely manner. Along with that you need to follow the order. So this is nothing but a real-time transmission. So the next characteristic is jitter. So jitter refers to the variation in the information arrival time or packet arrival time. You know that to explain this also I'm considering the same example of audio and video transmission. Obviously for each video transmission, for each audio transmission, I'm going to set a particular amount of delay. For example, consider here, so I'm setting a delay of 30 milliseconds. So every packet or information should arrive in a delay of 30 milliseconds. Instead of that, if they arrive with a delay of 40 milliseconds, obviously it is going to result in a uneven quality. You can observe here there is a variation in the delay, there is a variation in the arrival time. So you need to avoid that. So that variation right in the packet arrival time is going to result in the uneven delay in the delivery of audio or video packets. You need to avoid that. Why we need to avoid that means it is going to result in the uneven quality if the packets arrive with different arrival times, with a different delay. You need to avoid that. So these are the four important characteristics you need to consider if you want to connect your systems for a communication. Next I'm going to discuss the components. So if you want to connect your systems for communication, mainly you need these 5 components. Without these components, obviously it is impossible to exchange the data between the devices or a system, right? So here those 5 components are sender, receiver, transmission medium, message and a protocol. So now I'm going to discuss each of these components in detail. So first I'll take up with the message. The message is nothing but information that needs to be communicated between the sender and the receiver. So what is the information you want to send? That is nothing but a message. It needs to be communicated between the sender and the receiver, and your message can have different forms. So your message can have different forms such as text, numbers, pictures, audio and video. So your message can be of any type. So it can be text, number, picture, audio or a video. And the next component is sender. So the sender is nothing but a device that sends the data message to the receiver. So that sender can be a computer, workstation, telephone handset, or a video camera, right? And the next component is receiver. Here receiver is also a device, but the difference here is receiver is the device that receives the message from the sender. Sender is the device that sends the message to the receiver. The receiver is the device that receives the message from the sender. So here also receiver can be a computer, workstation, telephone handset, television, right? So next component is transmission medium. You know that transmission medium is nothing but a physical path by which your message travels from sender to receiver. Without that you can't transmit the message between sender and the receiver. So without transmission medium it is highly impossible to send the message. So this transmission medium or a physical path can be of two types. You know that already, right? So it is a wired medium or a wireless medium. So if you are using a wired medium, I can give an example of twisted pair wire, coaxial cable, fiber optic cable, right? So if you are using a wireless medium, I can give an example of radio waves. So without transmission medium your devices can't communicate with each other. So because it's a path, you are going to use that path to send and receive the messages. So and the next component, last component is protocol. So protocol is nothing but the set of rule that governs the data communication. Whatever the sender and receiver they involved in the communication, both sender and receiver they needs to follow some set of rules. That set of rules are nothing but the protocol. So to explain this, consider a scenario of uh, language. For example, see here. So if a person speaking in a particular language, that should be understand to the listener, right? So listener who is listening that language should understand the language that is used by the used by the speaker, right? So listener should understand the language that is used by the speaker. If he is not understanding, obviously communication is impossible between them. So here also in the network terminology, here also sender and receiver needs to communicate using some rules. The rules are nothing but a protocols. If they don't use protocol, obviously they can't understand how to communicate. Obviously communication is impossible, right? So without protocol you can connect the devices but you can't communicate. How you can connect means using a transmission medium you can connect your sender and a receiver. Yes, connection is possible, but without the protocols, without the rules, you can't communicate. So, right? So that's it, guys. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe. Peace. Thank you.